Title: Plural Pressure. How Sister Wives Star Says Family Life Complicated Motherhood. What happens when motherhood meets a lifestyle that's already bursting at the seams? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most emotional and revealing confessions yet from a Sister Wives star, who is finally pulling back the curtain on what it really means to raise children in a plural family. And let me tell you, it's not all love, laughter, and shared responsibilities. In fact, according to her, motherhood became more complicated than she ever imagined. So buckle up because this story, it's layered, it's raw, and it might just change how you see Sister Wives forever. For years, Sister Wives painted a picture that many fans found fascinating. A plural family where multiple wives worked together, shared responsibilities, and supported one another like a built-in village. Sounds ideal, right? More hands to help raise kids, more emotional support, more stability. But behind the scenes, that village wasn't always as united as it seemed. One Sister Wives star is now admitting that motherhood inside a plural marriage didn't simplify her life. It complicated it. And not in small ways. We're talking about emotional strain, divided attention, and a constant battle for balance. Let's start with one of the biggest issues: attention. In a traditional family, a mother might already feel stretched thin. Now imagine adding multiple wives and dozens of children, all connected to one husband. Suddenly, time becomes the most valuable and scarce resource. According to the star, one of the hardest parts of motherhood in this setup was knowing her children didn't always get the one-on-one time they needed. And here's where it gets even more complicated. It wasn't just about her time. It was about his time too. When one father is expected to emotionally and physically show up for multiple households, something inevitably gives. And often, it's the kids. That realization hit hard. Because no matter how strong the family structure appeared on TV, the emotional reality told a very different story. Now let's talk about something fans have speculated about for years: competition. Yes, even in a family that promotes unity, comparison can creep in, and motherhood is where it hits the hardest. This Sister Wives star revealed that raising children in a plural family sometimes felt like being in an unspoken competition. Whose kids were more well-behaved? Whose household ran more smoothly? Whose parenting style was better? And perhaps the most painful comparison of all, which children received more attention from their father. That kind of environment? It can quietly chip away at confidence, not just as a wife, but as a mother. Another major challenge? Clashing parenting styles. In a plural family, you're not just raising your own children, you're coexisting with other mothers who may have completely different approaches. Discipline, education, emotional expression, all of it varies. And according to the star, that created confusion not just for the moms, but for the kids too. Imagine growing up in a home where one mom says yes, another says no, and a third has a completely different rulebook altogether. Consistency becomes nearly impossible. And when kids start noticing those differences, it can lead to tension, resentment, and even division among siblings. Let's be real for a moment. Motherhood is already one of the most demanding roles out there. Now layer on top of that a shared husband, multiple households, emotional complexities between sister wives, and the pressure of being in the public eye. It's a recipe for burnout. And this Sister Wives star didn't hold back. She admitted there were moments when she felt completely overwhelmed, like she was carrying more than she could handle. Not because she didn't love her family, but because the structure itself made things harder. There's a difference. And that distinction is important. Now here's where things get even more emotional. Because at the end of the day, motherhood isn't just about the mom. It's about the kids. And according to her, growing up in a plural family had a noticeable impact on them. Some children thrived in the big family environment. They loved having so many siblings and built-in friendships. But others? They struggled. They felt overlooked. They craved more individual attention. And in some cases, they questioned where they stood in the family hierarchy. That's not something any parent wants to hear. But it's the reality she faced. Another layer to this story is the pressure. Because when you're part of a plural family, especially one showcased on Sister Wives, there's an expectation to make it look like it works, to prove that this lifestyle is functional, even ideal. And that pressure? It can be suffocating. This star admitted that there were times she felt like she had to push her own struggles aside just to maintain the image,
To keep the peace.
to avoid rocking the boat. But eventually, the truth has a way of coming out.
And when it did,
It wasn't pretty. Fans of Sister Wives have seen the cracks forming over the years. Tension between wives, emotional distance, shifts in family dynamics. And now, with this revelation about motherhood, it's becoming clear that those cracks weren't just surface level. They were deeply rooted. Because when the core of a family raising children starts to feel strained, everything else follows. Relationships suffer. Communication breaks down. And the dream that once held everything together starts to unravel. But here's the powerful part of this story. Instead of staying silent, this Sister Wives star is speaking out. She's owning her experience. She's acknowledging the challenges. And she's giving fans a more honest look at what plural motherhood really entails. That kind of vulnerability, it's not easy, especially when your life has been under a microscope for years. But it's necessary, because it opens the door for real conversations. Not just about plural marriage, but about motherhood in all its forms. Of course, fans had a lot to say.
some were shocked.
Others, not so much. Longtime viewers of Sister Wives have suspected for years that things weren't as harmonious as they seemed. Social media quickly lit up with reactions. Finally, someone said it. This explains so much about the family dynamics. I always wondered how the kids were really affected. And perhaps the most telling comment of all. Love the honesty, but it's heartbreaking. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just gossip. It's a glimpse into real lives, real struggles, real emotions. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, it raises some big questions. Is plural family life sustainable in the long run? Can motherhood truly thrive in such a complex structure? And most importantly, what's best for the children? These are questions that don't have easy answers. But one thing is clear. The conversation is changing. And this Sister Wives star is helping lead that shift. Motherhood is never simple. But in the world of Sister Wives, it comes with a unique set of challenges that many are only now beginning to understand. Behind the shared smiles and family photos lies a reality that's far more complicated and far more human. And as more voices start to speak out, one thing becomes undeniable. The story we've been watching? It's only part of the truth. What do you think? Do you believe plural family life makes motherhood harder, or does it offer benefits we don't fully see? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we've got a lot more Sister Wives drama coming your way. Until next time.